Hello. So hopefully the lighting here isn't too bad. It tends to not be great in here at night, but sometimes that's the only time that I can film these. Anyway, I just want to come on here to share some things about my experiences lately. Um, mainly, mainly just wanted to share about my experiences with things I've been eating, some changes that I've made, things of that nature. There we go. That's not too bad. So that being said, I was on Starch Solution, and that was going really well for me in the sense that I really liked the food I was eating, and I felt satisfied, and all that jazz. But the longer that I was on it, the more I felt like I was definitely starting to gain some weight, and I'm starting to feel like not as light, and I don't know how to explain it. Like I was just feeling heavier just in my body, not necessarily even just weight wise, but just I, I felt like heavier and not as light on my feet, and my energy was just a different kind of energy. It was like a more solid energy rather than, sorry, my cat's trying to play with me or bite me, one of the things here. It wasn't as light of an energy, and I also started to eventually feel really depressed. Part of it was because of the weight gain, and some of that wasn't just Starch Solution. Some of that was the holidays and me straying perhaps a little bit away from just Starch Solution, eating some vegan treats and things that aren't the best. Sorry, I'm like trying to get comfortable here with the halfway decent lighting. So that's something that I could have done better on, but I also could have done a lot worse. I didn't think that I actually did that bad. There were a few days that I did kind of bad, but overall, like, there were only a few days that I did badly. Most of the time, I was still doing pretty well with it. So I didn't really understand it. Even when I got back a few weeks into going back to doing really low fat, like lots of potatoes, lots of sweet potatoes, some greens and veggies, a little bit of fruit, things like that, I still wasn't feeling right. I just was feeling really depressed, and part of it was the winter time, but I knew like this weight wouldn't budge, and I was feeling really sluggish and not optimal, not the way that I like to feel. So intuitively, being a yoga teacher, I'm actually teaching at the studio like 5 days a week now, and I don't just teach asana. I also teach meditation, other aspects of yoga as well, and I try my best to also live this lifestyle. And just intuitively, I just felt like I could sense that it was time to do something different, and I knew, and I know even more now, like it was time to go back to raw foods again. I know raw tofu, I was kind of like, no, whatever. But I remember back when I initially did just raw, and I always felt really good. And the only reason that I ever got off of those was because sometimes I always felt too light or too, I don't know, like I was missing something. But the overall benefits outweighed any negatives, and I feel like the things that were negative are things I could probably figure out a way around or get around. So I've now been a little over a week. Let me double check here. I actually wrote it in my phone. Sorry, I could probably have been more organized with this, but yes, I am drinking hot tea. I'll get to that in a minute. But I started, let's say the 19th. Yeah, 19th, January 19th was my first full raw foods day. The Sunday, that was a Monday. The day before that, Sunday the 18th, I did mostly raw with just a little bit of leftover cooked food that I had, just some quinoa and some soup, some really light cooked food, things that I still had around the house. So I finished that stuff off, but they like mostly kind of like raw tofu style, I guess. I had raw food all day, but for dinner I include a little bit of quinoa and soup in with my raw food. And then that Monday, I went to raw, and so it's been almost 2 weeks now, and I've pretty much automatically have lost 5 pounds, and it's been staying off so far. So hopefully that stays the case. Now that I said something, watch it won't, but I feel like it probably will. The only negative thing was last week for a few days I had a really horrible. I got really sick, and I don't know if it was from the cold weather. I am in Cincinnati, Ohio, and it's I don't do winter very well. So it's been kind of cold, and so it could have been partly that. So I don't know if it was a cold or if it was partly detox. I'm still not sure about that. If anybody has any ideas about that or experience with that, as far as detox and things like that go on raw foods, please let me know. I have done the raw food diets or lifestyles for months at a time, quite a few times before. I've never had anything quite like this, so I don't know. I know right after I started the raw foods again, I went to the studio and did a bunch of asana. I took like 3 classes in a row, all on top, one on top of the other, which is not something I usually don't practice asana like that much all at one time. So it could have been partly that too, and the detoxification from that, as well as the raw foods, all at the same time. Plus, I've been providing an extra amount of Reiki sessions and Reiki treatments to people in my classes, things like that. So it could be some of that energy, just all of the things all at once. I'm not really sure. Either way, it does seem to be feeling better now, and I do feel very cleansed. Um, and so you know, that being said, I feel very cleansed and I feel very energetic, and I feel like these foods are really nourishing me, and I've really been enjoying it, and just try to get back in the swing of figure out how many bananas to order at a time and how to have enough ripe at different times of the week, which I'm still kind of working on that, but getting better, and how to keep my grocery bill doable, hopefully, and all that. But I'm really determined to make this work because I'm not sure how long I'll do this. I'm going to listen to my body and keep following my own personal intuition to decide, what I think is the right thing for me to do here. But that being said, um, I have the intention to probably stick with this for a while and follow through with it and hopefully feel really good. So I hope you'll join me on the journey here. I'll try to post some stuff here and there, and also just want to share my views of why the Starch Solution just didn't quite work for me. And even though I quit raw and gone back several times, I really don't think that I would go back to Starch Solution. If anything, I would maybe have a little bit of quinoa in with my raw food here and there because my body seems to respond well to that, or a little bit of light cooked food if I feel like I'm missing something, but without really going like off of raw per se, just like having a little something in with it. But that's just maybe. I'm not even sure. Right now I don't plan to do that, and I'm not doing that. But it's something I'll deal with down the road. It's a bridge I'll cross if and when I get to it. So that's pretty much just what I want to share is I think the Starch Solution is still a great diet. I think it's a great way for some people, and I think it is very healthy, and I think that John McDougall does have some great ideas, so I'm not going to knock it. I think Raw Till 4 is great for some people, and I probably will incorporate that at some point, maybe not. But right now, fully raw is what I am doing, and I'm not going for 100%. I'm going for like 90-95%. I mean, and I'm still allowing myself hot tea because it's really cold here, and this is medicinal tea, so it's helping me to feel better. And tea is good for you. So allowing myself hot tea, and the other exception is I'm allowing myself non-dairy milk products in my smoothies if I want so, or in my smoothies or banana ice cream. So if I want some soy milk in my smoothie or whatever, I can do that, but I'm making a point from here on out, so I'm going to get the kind that doesn't have any sugar added or like anything like that, and just add some vanilla extract if I want some flavoring or whatever, so I'm not getting those extra refined sugars and all that. It does have protein and calcium and some things, and sometimes it just makes my banana ice cream more creamy, and I like it. So those are the two things, the two exceptions. I'm doing raw, completely raw, with the exception of hot tea and like non-dairy milk, like soy milk or almond milk or whatever. Um, I'm also not being super picky about like trying to think. Like I did a recipe and I used some regular tahini. It wasn't raw. It was a raw salad dressing. Everything else in it was raw, but it had some non-raw tahini, and I didn't worry about it. So little things like that, I'm not being too crazy about. But I'm not eating cooked food. I'm not eating like cooked potatoes or cooked rice and things like that anymore. Right now, it's just all fruits and vegetables with a little bit of nuts and seeds. So far, I feel pretty darn good. So I'm hoping to stay that way because I really have a lot of plans the next coming weeks, the next coming months. I'm so excited about it. I love teaching yoga. I love sharing these messages, and I love promoting veganism and just compassion and love to everyone for themselves, for the animals for sure, and also for the planet. So everyone continue to share this message and stay vegan and spread love and whichever um, diet or lifestyle you're doing right now, as if it's plant-based, then I support that. Hopefully this was useful to someone. Bye.